Morning everybody, welcome to Monkey World. We're on a bit of a chilly day but no snow here, just a bit of frost. We'll be doing a nice live video here at Tuans group. The guys have just had their breakfast put out, so we're going to be seeing them come outside. So coming outside today, there are 6 orangs in this group, but it's Tuan, who's the dominant male, Arme, Lucky and Roro, and then Awan and Hujan. Lucky is on a morning in. Her and Roro don't get on that well, so we swap them around. So it'll just be Roro, Hujan, Arme, Awan and Tuan coming out. Good morning everybody, morning Simon, morning James, nice to see you all. So yeah, these guys are Bornean orangutans. It is a bit cold out here, but the keepers have put out some nice jelly balls, which I'll spin you around and show you in the hammocks. So hopefully we see the guys climbing and having a lovely day. Everyone's coming in. If you're all watching this you can do this on repeat, and if you're watching it live, if you can send us some stars, that's a great way to support us and we do really appreciate it, so thank you very much. It's always wonderful. We've got 100 stars already. I didn't even see them coming in. Thank you so much. The stars are through Facebook. You buy a pack of stars and then send them to us. 50 stars is around 50p, and that comes straight to us here at the park, so it's quite a hopefully low cost way of you guys supporting us here while we're closed. Thank you, Angie, they're coming in now. Brilliant. Thank you so much guys, I can see them all coming. Thank you, Brenda, that's amazing. Right, I'm going to spin you around and so we can see these guys here. Everyone's coming in. Brilliant. So keepers are going to be letting them out in a second. So it's a little bit frosty out there, but not too bad. And if you can just see in the hammocks there, let's zoom in a little bit. There's the guys' breakfast hidden amongst the bamboo. And then there's also some ball pit balls with some jelly in them. So a nice little treat for them this morning to hopefully encourage them out. We'll see who comes out. Good morning everybody coming in. Good morning Georgia, good morning Maggie, thank you for all the stars. Helen, morning Teresa, morning 2 Teresas, straight after one another. Thank you for the stars Carol, thank you for the stars Vicky. Amazing, thank you so much. Good to hear you can all hear and see me all right. Yeah, nice frosty morning. And it's very quiet and peaceful at the park. So you can see not many of the guys are out yet. It's all very calm. Even the bachelors are quiet, so that's the bachelor boy enclosure. So I think the guys are getting ready to come out now. Yeah, I hope you're all really well and not too thanks for the stars Vanessa, not too fed up with lockdown and the cold weather. It's you know, we're getting into February now, hoping to see the light at the end of the tunnel, so we'll just keep on paddling if that's not too much of a mixed metaphor. Morning Katie. Thank you for the stars Karen, thank you Richard, this is incredible, thank you so much. So there's already like 1,300 stars coming, so that is amazing, that really does help. Thank you so much. Here the guys come, so you can see Awan there in the background, and that's Arme, just here in front. Morning Carla, I'm really pleased you're enjoying the live feeds. Thank you. Morning Vicky. A little bit slower this morning. So we actually see Awan's just on the far platform, whilst Arme's settled down. You can see she's not wanting to put her hands down, bless her heart. It's too cold, so she's just putting her feet down instead of fist walking. Boy wants to know, you have to design an orangutan enclosure for education. What do I do to make them super happy? Well, orangutans are arboreal, so they spend most of the time in the trees. They're tree dwelling, that's what arboreal means. So lots of enclosures like this to keep them up high. Lots of structures that can keep them high. They also like to make nests. They like lots of rich foliage. They move around by brachiating, well, a type of brachiating. It's not really true brachiation. So hoses that can help them move across is really helpful as well. That one's cracking into that there. Oh, Pip, that's really cute. Glad you're enjoying watching. Nice. If you do make any artwork or have any designing enclosures, we've been having some beautiful ones come in. I've got one to share from Colby. Oh, and here comes Roro and Hujan. venturing out. Hujan doesn't want to put his feet on the floor, so he's riding on the back of Roro and straight onto the hoses. There he goes. So Roro came to us from Taiwan in the early 2000s. She was part of the illegal pet trade. She came as a pet. And Hujan came to us a couple of years ago now from Krefeld Zoo as part of our agreement to take all the orangutans that are unable to be cared for in zoos by their own mothers. So he came as quite an independent young man, but he does love spending time with his Auntie Roro. Doesn't like Tuans made an appearance yet. He might be spending a bit of time inside with his favourite lady, Lucky, because she's not out this morning. In the wild, orangutans are semi-solitary, so males won't tolerate other males in their presence at all. Females will tolerate females. They won't fight, but they tend to ignore each other. And the youngsters, when they get together, they play. They tend to only sort of get together when they're in fruiting areas or for mating, that sort of thing, fruiting trees. Which means that when then the females are in captivity. Oh, Hujan's really tucking into that jelly ball there, getting his teeth into it. Good boy. So when the females are in captivity, we have to manage them quite carefully to make sure the dynamics are all right. And Lucky is quite a forceful, dominant character. So is Roro, to be fair. But Lucky has also the added benefit of being Tuan's favourite lady. This morning, Lucky's going to be out this afternoon. Good morning, Charlotte from Berlin. Thank you. Up to 2,400 stars now. Thank you so much, guys. Tanya, Gordon's in another group. This is Tuan's group. So as I just said, males don't tolerate. There you go. Everyone in there now. Males don't tolerate other males in their presence. So Gordon and Tuan, as two big dominant males, they'd fight if they were in the same space together. So he's in his group at the top of the park by Hananyas. So on the floor there is Roro, on the platform above is Ame, and then Hujan's in the top hammock. I've lost Awan, I can't see her. Oh no, there she is, she's just walking along the floor there, just climbing up. Libby wants to know, do they watch the others in the nursery when they're at par? Yeah, I think they do look across, and it's quite nice for the ones in the nursery because they can look across and see an adult group as well. And do a bit of observation from that. Hujan's on the move. Hi Amelia. There we go, let's see who we can see. So I'm looking at comments and not the orangutans. If I come to here, there, you can see them there. Kira wants to know how Ocean is. She's doing very well. We did a live at, oh, Ame's just pushed Alan off that food there. Let's zoom out a little bit. Yeah, we did a live at the Orangutan Nursery a couple of weeks ago. We saw a bit of Ocean then. She's doing very well. Thank you for those stars coming. Thank you, Melissa. I just sent some. Out of this group, who is the oldest? Probably Tuan. We're not sure exactly because where Tuan, Ame, Roro and Lucky were all stolen from the wild and to be smuggled into the illegal black market trade in Taiwan. We don't know exactly when they were born, but we think Tuan is in his 30s. So I think he's probably one of the oldest. You couldn't hear me because of the wind. Oh goodness, it doesn't even feel that windy today. I will speak up. Steve wants to know how do they cope with this freezing weather? Pretty well. They've got their heated inside bedrooms, which they spend a lot of time in. It's a bit trickier for us to see them outside because they do like popping back in to keep warm, which we can't blame them for, which is why I do these lives in the morning when they're coming out for breakfast. And we can catch them quickly. I think Awan's actually just ran back inside now to warm up. Helen wants to know, do they have a favourite keeper? If they do, they don't tell us. But you certainly know who they don't like a lot of the time. Tuan is magnificent, Carly, you're quite right. Over 3,000 stars now, wonderful, thank you very much. Again, if you're unable to send stars, we get it. It's horrible time for everybody. It's a really nice way to support us, but thank you very much anyway. But if you can like and share this video, that will really help us too. It spreads what we're doing to other people. It makes other people see our work and our videos here, and hopefully gets us a bit more support that way too. So there are so many different ways to help us out other than sending money, which we get. It's difficult at the moment. We are also taking blankets again now, which we're going to set up a quarantine system for, but our bedding is getting a little bit low. So if you have any spare blankets, duvet covers, sheets, towels, pillowcases as well are fantastic. Look how many she's got there. Handfuls. Ooh. She's just gone out of shot. Yeah, we'd really appreciate them. We use them for all sorts really, make hammocks with them, bedding for the guys. I've got a lovely video to share with you. I think I'm going to share it tomorrow morning. Oops. Of Honey making her bed. So we've shared a couple. We've shared like Hananya making his nest at night and Simon making theirs. You've got to see Honey's. Honey's is the most impressive nest you'll ever see. She makes herself a real princess bed. It's incredible. Okay, let me see if I can answer some questions. Bev, yeah, the nursery video, the nursery live is back on Facebook. Just scroll back a few weeks or so and you'll find it. I think I also put it on YouTube because it was a really popular one. So you can just watch the record of it. Obviously, I won't be able to answer your questions live as I could do now, but you can watch the guys coming out there. There is lots and lots of. Look at how many she's got. Can you see? I think she's collected them all and she's thinking about going back inside. There are lots and lots of videos on our YouTube, on our Facebook. Just scroll back through, search for who you want to in the search bar, and you'll see them all there. Huge hands off. So agile. Thank you for anyone who's explained about the stars. Wow, look at that. Isn't he amazing? Yeah, thank you for those who explain about the stars. That's really helpful while I'm trying to watch the guys and film and answer your questions at the same time. Simon, have any of the primates escaped? Most escapes, when you hear about primates and animals in zoo that escaped, it's because keepers have left doors open generally. It's usually keeper mistakes. But no, they haven't. Yeah, I believe there would be foods that are poisonous to them. I can't think of any on the top of my head. Ooh, thank you, Kim, for the stars. That's wonderful. Hi, Harrison. Katie wants to know, what do they think of the snow? They think it's cold, generally. There's Big Man Tuan out. Sorry, I forgot to tell you he's out there. So they tend to come out. It's a bit of a novelty. They come out, look at it, poke it around, and then they might head back inside again. Libby remembers making jelly balls on the enrichment course. Yeah, they are so much fun. Yeah, the primate enrichment courses we're hoping to run, well, JCMF, Jim Cronin Memorial Fund, are hoping to run again this year. Thank you for the stars, Becky. Yeah, really nice way to see what we do here at the park and how to help the animals as well, and all the ways we keep the primates busy, working, thinking and stimulated. Glad you enjoyed seeing that, Elizabeth. Can you see how the guys have tied up all the bamboo up high as well amongst all the hose cubes which have food stuffed in them again making it a little bit harder for them, making them be dexterous, making them balance off the hoses to get their food. So they've got to be up and move. Adult males such as Tuan, windy, in the wild they wouldn't spend as much time in the tree because they're heavy. So they know that lots of the little branches won't sustain their weights quite as well. So they do tend to spend more time on the floor. Oh, I think that's most of the guys heading back inside now. We've just got Tuan outside. I'll keep filming so you can watch him. Let me see if I can see any more of your questions while we're just watching Tuan in the distance there. If I zoom out, and if anyone else pops out. Becky, watched a wildlife park live that had 13,000 viewers in the UK. Due to having comp for sharing, comp for sending stars, and a comp for the person who sends the most stars. Good for them. That sounds great. And now we've got jelly inside these balls. So just ball pit balls stuffed with jelly. It's sort of a naughty but nice treat for them. Hi Amelia, hi Henry. I'm glad you're enjoying seeing the orangutans. We'll try and do some education lives for all the little people again this week. It didn't really work out last week, but we will try and get back on that. I think Tuan's calling it a day as well. Karen's son found a palm oil free product. Oh, that's so kind. Amazing. That's most of the guys headed back in. We'll just hang out here and see if they come back out. Thank you, Mary, for the stars. Thank you, Teresa, for the stars. Wow. Okay, let me go to the bottom. Thank you, Kelly. Amazing. Bobby wants to know whether stars come out of your phone bill or your bank account. I believe it's like whichever app store you use. I think that's what it comes under on your bank statement. But I would go on to, if you go to Facebook settings and just type in stars, it will tell you all about it. There is a way to check your star balance as well. Sandra, do we run the Monkey Life series in New Zealand? I'm not sure if Monkey Life is shown in New Zealand, to be honest with you. If it's, I know we show Monkey Life series on Vimeo. I'm not sure if that's out in New Zealand. We are the only Monkey World in Dorset. So if it's based on Monkey World in Dorset, that's us. Jess wants to know, any of the orangutans like to be reintroduced in the future? If you mean to the wild, then no. Most of these guys have been stolen from the wild and spent so much time in captivity that they wouldn't now survive in the wild. So, and it's sort of a little unfair for them. Now they've been rehabilitated into a family group to try and put them through that again. Once they're rescued from smuggling or the illegal trade, they're here for life. So no, these guys wouldn't be. Our centre out in Vietnam, which is run by East, our charity East, is the only one that does reintroductions to the wild. So that is rescuing, rehabilitating and releasing golden cheek gibbons, black shank dukes and pygmy loris and Bengal loris actually as well, Bengal slow loris. So I'm not sure if we're going to see any more of the guys. Do you want me to keep answering questions? If you send me a like, I can keep answering questions and hope that the guys will come out, but otherwise you might be watching Empty Enclosure. Okay, getting lots. Katie wants to know, when is Monkey World on TV? So don't have, oh, on Pick. We don't have a date for it yet, Katie, sorry. We will let you know as soon as we do have a date for that. Okay, there's lots of likes coming in. I'll spin you back round to see my face rather than watching an Empty Enclosure. Yeah, we don't have a date for when it's back on Pick yet. It will be, but Sky haven't let us know when it's going to be shown yet. So as soon as we do know, we will put it out. So don't worry, we will let you know and give you plenty of notice. Oh, excellent! James is going to do a little scatter for us to try and get the guys coming back out. Bless them. What have we got, James? Peanuts. Fantastic. Thank you. So Hujan and Tuan spend time together. They do actually. Tuan's very kind and very gentle with him, so he spends a lot of time. So we'll see if this little peanut scatter. Thanks, James. Ah, yeah, straight away. Miss Arme's back out. Arme? Yeah. Thank you. There you go. You don't have to see my face. We can watch Arme instead. Thank goodness. Yeah, Tuan does spend time with the other ladies. It's just Lucky is his favourite, but they always quite like spending time with him. He is a gentle giant and a bit of a ladies' man. So this might keep them going for a little bit out here, unless Arme does the same as the others did and just grabs handfuls and heads back in. Courtney wants to know, how did you get to work at the park qualification wise? For our keepers, it's a really good idea to have lots of experience working with animals. Zoology, biology and primatology degrees, also very helpful. So lots of science and science qualifications are very helpful. But animal experience is really the main thing. Any volunteering you can do with animals is brilliant as well. Because our guys are rescued, we don't tend to take people on that don't have that primate experience. Who's this coming out? I can see hose is shaking. Jessica wants to know how the little guys are that are not so little anymore. Yeah, they're very well. Yeah, look back on our live we did the other day, where you can see them all out playing, wrestling, having a lovely time. Oh, Becky, yeah, great. Thank you for enjoying these. I really appreciate that feedback. It's really nice. Hi, Tracy. Sunny Bodger in Turkey. Oh, yeah, it's very cold here today, so we're very jealous of that. Thank you for the stars. 5,000 now. That's amazing. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Jackie. He's just sent some more. Other ways you can support us. I feel like I have to tell you this. We have our Amazon wishlist. On our Amazon wishlist, we put our weekly allowance of insects are on there at the moment. So that's what we go through in a week. So if you're able to help with any of that, that's amazing. We've also got all our PPE on there. Any other items such as licorice sticks for the chimps, any of the vitamins we need, chicken, veg, all those things that we go through quite a lot of are all on there. So anything you can help with that would be amazing. You can send donations direct to us through our website. There is a link in the About section of this, or on our website as well. So go and have a look at that. Thank you very, very much again for anyone who helps out. Of course, one of the best ways you can support us, and the way we really like people to support us because we can give something back to you, is through adopting. When you adopt a primate here at the park, you receive 3 newsletters a year which keep you up to date with them, a photo, a certificate and an annual entry pass to the park. So we do really appreciate all those people who've continued to adopt and support us throughout this year, when I know you haven't been able to make the most of that annual entry pass. We really can't overstate how much that's been fantastic to help us keep going and keep giving these guys the standard of care they deserve. So thank you so much. We're also running Zoom tours. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. Girls move further apart. Thank you, Libby, for the stars. Hi, Gweno, age 7. Nice to see you. We're also running Zoom tours, Zoom talks, classroom sessions that are all live as well for him here at the park. So do email us if you're interested in those. The Zoom tours, we will take you around, show you your favourites, and hopefully get to answer all your questions and have that nice interactive bit that I try and do in these lives, but there are so many of you here that I can't answer all the questions. Simon, what primate is least adopted? I believe it's actually Delumi at the moment, who is one of our Mueller's gibbons. So she has not got very many, neither has, if you're looking for a chimp, it's Buxom, Grisby, Clin, Kathy, Kiko. Those guys haven't got very many either. If I stand here, you should be able to see both of them. Chris, yeah, the wish list, link for the wish list for Amazon is on our website. It's also, if you go to the About section of our Facebook page, there's a link tree for Monkey World, and it's on there too. Thank you. Wow, almost 6,000 stars. Thank you for Melissa. Adopted Amy 2 years running. We'll try and catch up with Amy soon. Judith has sent lots of skull and crossbones. Uh-oh. Hope everything's all right there, Judith. Thank you, Cindy, for adopting Tuan. Glad you're enjoying them, Patricia. Yeah, Becky, we ran a little thing about Jester last year because he only had like 2 adoptive parents, and then he got loads after we ran the videos of him, so it was really nice. So thank you so much. Pip, adoption starts at £27.50 for a child, and that's for a year. Thank you, Angela, for the stars. The other thing we can do that I wanted to tell you about is for Valentine's Day, which is coming up next Sunday. This Sunday? Sunday the 14th. We will do little messages as well. If you want to get a Valentine's message for a loved one, we can do that for you and send them over to you for a little donation if you're able to do something like that. Our one's brave, isn't it? Oh, there we go. We can run tours as well for Valentine's Day, but we just can't run them on Valentine's Day. We can do them in the week. And an extra special on Valentine's Day, if you love the Orange Guys, we have the first of our specials, our hour-long specials from that Monkey Life and Primate Planet Productions have put together. That starts on Sunday 7 PM on Sky Nature. And this is all about, it's called the Orange Hooligans, and it's all about the orangutans in our creche and why our creche is so important and what the guys are like in the creche, how they come to be from be with us. Sorry about that. I'm so busy watching Awan I can't talk. Thank you for the stars, Chaplain. Becky, did the male orangutans notice their faces changing shape when maturing? I don't think they tend to look in mirrors, so I don't know that they notice, but obviously they'll have lots of hormonal changes which will make that face change their shape. So in a sense they will, yeah. Carly, will Awan move groups from her dad? She's on birth control, so it's not something we're worried about right at the moment. She's very happy in this group. Pip, John, I would like a Zoom tour for Valentine's Day. Pretty please. Yeah, pretty please, John. Hangad wants to know, will Jeremy be in the programme? Yes, I expect so. I haven't actually seen it, but there's not much that goes on at Monkey World without Jeremy being involved, so I expect he will be in it. Will the specials be on pick sometime? Yes, they will. Again, with the pick, I don't quite know when it will be. We haven't been told, but we will let you know as soon as we do know. Are there any primates from different groups that call out to each other? I don't necessarily know that they call out to each other, but they do certainly pick up if one group's sort of alarm calling or the batches are making a lot of noise. Oh, our mate's off. The batches are making a lot of noise, or the woolies are alarm calling, then a lot of the other groups do react. The gibbons might tell the woolies off for alarm calling or something like that. So they do react to each other, but is it communicating? I don't know. I suppose it is in a way. Thank you for the stars, Jill. I really hope you enjoyed your Zoom tour. I was afraid it was a secret, and I almost gave it away on the Gibbon Live, but I hope you had a good one. Justin, Hujan, no, he's in this group. It's not so important that he moves to the nursery because he's a boy, so he doesn't need to, he won't be caring for babies as he grows up like the females will. Oh, Awan's still here. Here she is. So he can have the benefit of watching adult male Tuan instead. Which, I can't seem to scroll back on any questions at the moment, so if you've sent a question I haven't answered it, please just send it again and I will try and answer it. Becky's just asked which two primates have the nicest bond. It's a difficult one, that. I think a lot of the keepers would argue that the ones they care for have nice bonds, and of course I don't know specifics about all of the maybe capuchins and such and marmoset groups, because all our marmosets live in sort of pairs, they're pair bonded, or in small family groups. So they'd all have quite nice bonds and they're quite strong. I guess Kim and Tien, people would argue, have a very nice bond, but then so do Peanut and Pungyo mostly. Yeah, it's a difficult one. Not really sure. Lots of them get on very well. Zoom in on little Awan. So Awan was born here at the park. She is now 8. I think she'll be 9 in May. She was born to Xiaolan, so this is when we were breeding the orangutans. That's happened with quite a few of these, so Xiaolan actually didn't take care of her. She didn't know how to, as she was stolen from the wild as a baby herself and taken away from her mum. She didn't know how to care for her own youngsters, having never seen her mum care for a baby. So in the morning when we came in, that she'd given birth to Awan here, but actually Xiao Kuai, who's another one of our females, had picked her up and was caring for her. Xiao Kuai was looking after her own baby at the time, who was about 5, and just adopted Awan. So Awan was very, very lucky there. Awan actually means cloud in Indonesian, and Xiaolan means little cloud in Chinese. Jad, what age would young males need to move to a new group? Really depends on the male. We moved Jin out of our nursery group last year before, and he was sort of 11. 9, 10, 11. Sylvester's still in there at the moment. He's quite relaxed still. So it just depends on the individuals. Thank you, Sharon. That's amazing. Sharon spent 1,680 stars. That sounds huge amount, doesn't it? Thank you so much. That's really kind. We've got over 6,000. That's incredible. Why is Tuan's group bigger than Gordon's? Tracy, that's just how the dynamics have worked out with the females and who gets on with each other, really. Gordon gets on very well with his mum and Amy and Xiaolan, so they're very happy there. If there's not a problem, we don't tend to move people around, and as soon as there is a problem, we will. So they're okay at the moment. Thank you for the stars, Carol and Jad, incredible. Awan is very cleverly now just making her way along and feasting on all the monkey nuts that have just been thrown out. Hey, Owie! Jason, do they spend most time foraging in undergrowth? No, in the wild they spend their time up in the tree eating fruits from the trees. In the wild the main thing they do eat is fruit. Obviously they're spending a lot of time on the floor at the moment because we've thrown nuts out which have landed on the floor. That's why our one's on the floor. You're the best Facebook creator. That's very sweet. Thanks, Judith. Yeah, Jessica, she's so big now. She's very lanky. Thank you for the stars, Carmel. That's incredible. Would orangs tolerate other primates in with them? In the wild, orangutans and gibbons, I think usually Simon gibbons, can sort of live along in the same area. They do live at different parts of the canopy. So gibbons are lighter, they're right at the top of the canopy, whereas orangutans live a little bit lower down because they're heavier. And I believe some zoos and safari parks have got them in together. We don't here at the park. Glad you're enjoying them, Jason, thank you. Simon does say she still loves Sylvester. Yeah, she's taken on more of a mum role to Mimi at the moment. Sylvester's a bit more independent, but yeah, they still get on very well. Ooh, sorry guys, my camera's picking up movement, I can't, it's spinning around. Who's the oldest orangutan? That's Amy, she's 37. Oh, and Tracy's just answered that for me, thank you. Good morning, Helen, thank you for the stars, I hope you're well. Oh, Helen, Tuan he's run back inside. If you watch the video on catch up or record, or you can skip back at all, he was out for a bit. Lucky's not out this morning, who is one of Tuan's favourite ladies. So he spent a little bit of time inside with her, came out, had a quick bit of breakfast, and then has gone back in to see her. So, but do watch it back. We do sort of see everyone apart from Lucky, who's inside today. Christina, yeah, they do feel the cold. They are acclimatised, they've lived here for a long time, but just like us, we're acclimatised, we still feel it. So they do come out, have a nice time, go back inside, warm up, come out again. So it's always, when you visit the park in the winter, I actually think it's a great time to visit because it's quiet. You get to spend a lot of time watching them, especially days like today where it's dry and clear. They do come outside and you do get to see a lot of them, but you just got to be patient or come back at a different time. If they're not out at that moment, come back a bit later because it is pick and choose the time. The keepers do change their time of when they do the feeds and things like that as well, so you've got to keep your eyes out for what the keepers are doing and try and watch them and see if they're prepping a room or prepping an area, prepping an enclosure. It's likely an animal's going to be out there soon. You can pop and see them. Let me see back. I just saw some comments coming in. Thank you for the stars, Jane. Thank you for the stars, Nat. Which group do I work with? Diane wants to know. I don't work with the animals, unfortunately. I am an office bod, which is why I have time to come out and make the videos. It's still lovely because I can come and see the guys. That's why I like doing it. Oh, camera, calm down. All right. Let's just zoom in on Abby there while she's sat nice and still. She's really meticulously picking through the bamboo, finding the nuts, cracking them open, and eating them in four. So yeah, seeded nuts are great things for shelled nuts are great as well because it keeps them busy. Jason, do you not have trees in their nut quarters as natural habitats in the wild? Yeah, they do. You're right. They do strip them bare. So our smaller guys, the gibbons and the smaller monkeys, the woolly monkeys and capuchins, they don't kill the trees off, but the apes do. They will strip the leaves and bark off of them, make nests, and that will kill the trees. So when we first had the chimps here at the park, in 1987, they did have trees in their enclosure and they killed them off quite quickly, which is when we then replaced them with telegraph poles and the hose systems. So it's a tree-like environment, but not quite trees. Karen, when are we doing a video about Turkish Charlie? Turkish Charlie's in the Bachelor group. It was one of the options this week. We could see the Bachelors going outside for breakfast or Tuans, and Tuans was the one that was picked by everybody. But I can try and do one of the Bachelors maybe later this week. We can try and do an educational live there and see if we can See if we can see Turkish Charlie for you. Are there any plans to breed the orangutans again? No, Carly. Where most of these guys have come from, the illegal trade, in our experience, they haven't looked after their own infants, so we wouldn't want to breed them to then have to hand-rear babies. So no, all of our guys here are on birth control. Let's have a look. Thank you for the stars, Dan. Got a huge amount today. Thank you. That's amazing. Let me see some more comments. Cassia wants to know what type of nuts do they eat. All sorts, really. Shelled nuts are great. Walnuts, pecans. Shelley, I work for them. Yes, I do. I think we all feel a little bit like that sometimes. They're happy to, though. Do we know why Lucky and Roro don't get on? Not really, no. No, they haven't told us. No, they obviously do just say rude words to each other when we're not listening. Bye, Judith. Okay, I think I've got most of Chris. It never lets me buy stars. Yeah, but we know you support us in lots of other ways, so thank you so much, Chris. Chris is one of the superstars who looks after our website, and them, the Honest Agency, do lots of great stuff for us, so thank you very, very much. Lisa, my husband has adopted Bachelor Sammy. So we'll definitely try and do a live at the Bachelor Boys then, so you can see your adopted boy. Thank you very much for that. How's Tuan coping with his mobility now? If you mean his sort of fingers and toes, because he came to us with broken fingers and toes, then they are fused, so they don't cause him any pain, but he will always have those. But he moves around very well. He's quite fit and active. We're always trying to get orangutans to move more in captivity because they are prone to being quite sedentary. So we're always looking for ways to get them to move a little bit more. Are we planning on doing a video of Brian's group? We will try. We'd love to see Rodders and Lulu and the others, of course. We've done that group already. We haven't, actually. No, we haven't. We'll try and see those guys at some point. I did pop and see them yesterday. Lulu was enjoying a waxworm scatter. Jill was being sneaky watching from work. Fantastic. Good sort of sneakiness. Sandra, you buy the stars in packs, so it's however much you want to spend, so completely up to you. I live too far away, but wondered if out of COVID do you take on volunteers? We do take on volunteers, mainly in our education volunteers. We don't take on Primate camp volunteers as a rule. But our education volunteers are really, really invaluable to us. They're amazing. Hello to any of you who might be watching at the moment. We miss you. But they are fantastic in helping us do exactly what it says in the tin. Walk around the park and tell people all about our primates, tell people all about the stories while they're there. So I know lots of you, when you visit, you already know a lot of that. You've seen monkey life. But for those people who haven't, it's really important that they know why we're here, why we're doing what we're doing, and what, you know, their funds by supporting the park and visiting us go towards. So volunteers and taking people on tours as well. I found it's really, really helpful to us. We're also looking at setting up a sort of a further away volunteer supporter scheme where people could maybe do talks to their local groups in their local area. We're not quite sure how to do that yet, so we're thinking that over. Any suggestions, let me know, because we'd love to do that as well. Okay. Hi Liam. No, we will. We did do one at Gordon's group. We are trying to get around everyone. We haven't done Lulu's yet. I will let you know. I promise you I'll let you know in time when we're doing one. Thank you, Rachel, for the stars. Let me get to the bottom. Okay. All right, guys. I think that's everyone done now. I think the orangutans are well and truly done with being outside, and it's think it's just starting to snow here as well, so I don't blame them for heading back inside for some warm drinks. Thank you very much for everyone who sent stars, it's really appreciated. Thank you for everyone who has supported us. We will try and do a live at perhaps a bachelor group, because we said we were going to do Tuans or bachelors maybe later this week. If you want to see, I know we've had requests for Lily and Brian's group, so we'll try and do them some point. If you want to see anyone else, let us know. If you want to see one primate in particular and you want to spend all your time with them and ask your personal questions and everything, get them answered directly and make sure I answer them and see them, maybe book a Zoom tour, so get in touch with us about booking that. Monkey Life, the specials, the Orange Hooligan specials is on Sky Nature Sunday 7 p.m. Tune into that, it's going to be a really good one. And I think that's about it. Thank you very much. It's really good to see you all virtually, and hope to see you soon. Bye.